Let's drift a little before our tale tonight. Imagine, if you will, those evenings spent gazing into the vast, velvety expanse of the night sky. Those tiny twinkling lights stretching into an endless, silent sea. Have you ever wondered what secrets they hold? I, for one, adore those moments lost in the sheer humbling scale of the cosmos. So, let's conjure that scene now as you begin your gentle journey to sleep. Picture yourself reclining comfortably, perhaps in a garden, a field, a swaying hammock, or upon a warm beach, your eyes drawn upwards. Feel the tranquility of that moment wash over you, the quiet peace that comes from realizing the universe's grand immensity and perhaps our own small, fleeting place within it. Those everyday burdens, those little troubles seem to fade a little, don't they? Like temporary ripples on a long, still river. And as you gaze out beyond our little world, remember that your own place right here, right now, is every bit as significant as any star in that vast, endless sky. Here, in this quiet moment, you can simply be utterly and completely at rest. It's here, in this moment of quiet contemplation, that our story begins. Once in a small village nestled among the rolling hills of ancient Greece lived an astronomer, utterly captivated by the night sky. All night, he'd watch the constellations, those sparkling jewels scattered across the darkness. His village, with its white houses climbing the hillside like a constellation of its own, held little interest for him. Once the stars had claimed his attention, nothing else seemed to matter. His home was simple, a bed, a dresser, a desk, a chair. He needed little more, for he spent his days sleeping and his nights recording the celestial dance. He had no time for guests, no time for friends or family. And when there was so much more sky to explore, what wonders still lay hidden above, guiding travelers, marking time, telling the seasons. His dreams were filled with stars, swirling and shimmering. He yearned to float among them, to see those distant lights up close. The clear Grecian nights beckoned him, and each night he wandered further from the village, his feet tracing paths over the rocky ground, seeking new perspectives on the starry canvas. The villagers, meanwhile, lived their lives farming, gardening, fishing. They knew each other's stories, each other's lives, while the astronomer sought a different kind of knowledge, a different kind of connection in the heavens. He slept through the warm afternoons, while they shared meals and laughter and roamed the hills at night, his eyes ever fixed on the sky. When storms raged, he retreated to his home, recording his observations, then drifting into dreams of starlight. The world of galaxies and celestial bodies held all the magic, he thought. The day, with its bright light, revealed everything, but the night held mysteries, challenges, secrets waiting to be discovered. He watched the seasons change and the stars, oblivious to the blooming flowers of spring or the earthy scent of autumn. He saw the gods and goddesses in the constellations, visiting the temple of Artemis with its open roof, a perfect window to the heavens. He barely noticed the temple's marble columns or carved statues, his gaze always drawn upwards. One night, lost in the beauty of the Big and Little Dipper, he tripped over a log, tumbling to the ground. His neighbor, hearing the commotion, came to his aid. "My friend," the neighbor said, helping him up, "why do you spend so much time looking at the stars when you fail to see what's right in front of you?" The astronomer laughed, thinking of the distant beauty, the joy of gazing at worlds beyond his own. But perhaps his neighbor was right. Perhaps he had missed the beauty of his own world. He returned home and, for the first time in years, slept through the night. He awoke to the sounds of the village coming to life, the laughter and chatter carried on the warm breeze. First, he felt a pang of regret, wondering what he had missed in the heavens. But as he stepped outside, a slow smile spread across his face. His neighbor invited him for breakfast, warm, crusty bread, sharp cheese, and strong coffee. How long had it been since he had savored such simple pleasures? As they sat at the outdoor table, he told them of his nighttime tumble, and they decided to show him the wonders of their village. "Doesn't the soft earth feel wonderful beneath your feet?" they asked. "Can you smell the fresh bread and coffee?" He noticed the gentle give of the earth, the comforting aromas of breakfast. In all his nocturnal wanderings, he had never truly felt the ground beneath him. They passed a fruit seller, who beckoned him over. "Let's share some fresh juice," she said, squeezing oranges into a cup. The sweet, cool taste filled his mouth. "Yes, the stars are beautiful, but you can't drink the stars," he mused. Fruit seller, hearing of their mission, insisted they visit her niece's garden. "If you want to enjoy the wonders of the earth, that's the best place," she said. As they walked, more and more villagers joined them, eager to share their favorite spots. The astronomer, used to the quiet of night, was surprised by the symphony of voices. the music of their laughter. The niece's garden was a riot of color and scent. Red wildflowers climbed a wooden archway, their piney sweet fragrance filling the air. Purple irises, orange lilies, white orchids, he was overwhelmed by their beauty. As they left, the niece joined their procession, eager to share the wonders of her village. They walked to the temple of Apollo, its marble pillars gleaming in the sunlight. He felt the cool stone beneath his feet, the gentle breeze rustling through the columns. He paused, enjoying the stillness, the quiet movement of the world around him. They gathered in the village square for lunch, sharing soft cheeses, roasted barley, juicy olives. Each flavor burst in his mouth, a revelation. He savored the textures, the tastes, the company. After lunch, they returned home for a nap. But the astronomer couldn't sleep. He listened to the birdsong, the buzzing bees, the scent of flowers carried on the breeze. He rested, his senses alive. As the sun began to set, his neighbors returned. They led him up the mountain, carrying blankets and baskets. The evening breeze rustled the shrubs, birds followed overhead. At a plateau, they spread out their blankets, unpacking food, fresh vegetables, salted herring, boiled eggs, wine. They talked and laughed, and the astronomer listened, truly listened for the first time. He saw the shadows of the trees, the village below, the mountain above. The sunset painted the sky in vibrant hues, a spectacle he had always missed, waiting for the stars. As the last rays of sunlight faded, he stopped them. "Now, I have something to show you." They lay on their blankets, watching as the stars emerged, glittering and bright. He pointed out the constellations, sharing his knowledge, and they marveled at the beauty of the night sky. "I understand why you love the night," his neighbor said, "but isn't it also wonderful to simply be here under the stars?" The astronomer nodded, realizing he didn't always have to search for something new. He could simply enjoy the beauty that was already there. As their eyelids grew heavy, they made their way down the mountain, the stars lighting their path. They whispered of the wonders they had seen. Back in the village square, they said their goodbyes, retreating to their homes. The astronomer, too, returned home, but instead of going to bed, he laid a pillow and blanket on the soft grass. Tonight, he would dream of stars. But he would also dream of the earth, the flowers, the laughter of his friends. He closed his eyes, letting the quiet peace of the night settle over him, and drifted into a gentle, starlit sleep.